All right, we're going to open the Ocoee May the 6th meeting. We'll have the invocation by Mr. Hart. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Kelton Butler. Everybody please stand.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you through your abundant grace and mercy you've allowed us to come together to conduct the city's business. And Father, as we get ready to celebrate the 100 years of Ocoee's existence, we can truly testify, as Jasper Williams would say in his song, down through the years, Lord, you've been good to us. We pray that we come together in the spirit of unity. Even though we may disagree, let us not be disagreeable or disengaged from one another, but to work together as brothers and sisters. And we always say a special prayer of our first responders. Be with them on every call. Keep them safe as they watch over us. Lord, watch over them. So carefully give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Here.
Commissioner Wilson?
Here.
Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Firstner?
Here.
Commissioner Oliver?
Here.
All right, we have some presentations and proclamations. So first one is the Municipal Clerks Week proclamation. I'll read that. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local government bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas municipal clerks continuously strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Now, therefore, the City Commission of the City of Ocoee does hereby recognize the week of May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 as Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our municipal clerk, Melanie Sibbett, and the entire staff of Ocoee City Clerk Department, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Let's see here. Melody, won't you come up here? I will say that you can have a better city clerk's office than what City of Ocoee has. How many years now you been here?
28.
28. Woo. You won't look more than 28 yourself. I don't want everybody to stand up in the back. Let's get into it. I'll put it in the middle.
Oh.
There you go. Where's the camera people at? There it comes. You won't sit up.
I'm good. I'm good.
She wants her eyes closed. All right, we'll do one more and then I'll do a.
Well, one more. All right. Now we have one more proclamation here. It's for the National Peace Officer Memorial Day. Whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May the 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, National Police Week pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. And whereas every day our nation's dedicated law enforcement officers put themselves at risk to keep their fellow citizens safe, our officers stand as leaders educating the community about the importance of public safety. And whereas the city of Ocoee observes Police Officer Memorial Day and Police Week, we pay tribute to the courageous men and women who wear the badge and keep the peace. And whereas we appreciate the extraordinary efforts and sacrifices made by officers and their family members on a daily basis in order to protect our schools, workplaces, roadways, and homes. And whereas law enforcement officers deserve our appreciation for the work they do, which is to help people on a daily basis protect our citizens and, if necessary, stand in harm's way for the communities they serve. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Commission of the City of Ocoee does hereby proclaim May the 15th, 2025 as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and May the 11th through the 17th, 2025 as National Police Week in the City of Ocoee, Florida, and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation. Chief, the chief, there you go. Come on, will you come up? Stand up. Get more pictures.
This is how I work here.
Once again, they're another one of our outstanding departments in the city. Go over here, chief.
It's all, hey, you know, we have to have a little humor between us, okay? Oh, okay.
This is how I work here. We're working here.
Spread it out. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. I think that's it. I don't have it. That's all right. Oh, we got one more here. All right, proclamation, water safety. Whereas the citizens of the city of Ocoee recognize the vital role that swimming and aquatic-related activities play in our physical and mental well-being. And whereas water safety education plays an essential role in the prevention of drowning and recreational water-related injuries. And whereas the recreation water industry has made many significant contributions as represented by the organization's involvement in the National Water Safety Month Coalition towards the development of safe swimming facilities, aquatic programs, home pools, and related activities. And whereas there are ongoing efforts and commitments within Ocoee to educate the public on water safety issues and initiatives by the pool, spa, water park, recreation, and parks industries. And whereas communicating water safety rules and programs to families and individuals of all ages is vital. Now therefore, the City Commission of the City of Ocoee does hereby declare the month of May 2025 as National Water Safety Month. Is anybody here from the Recreation Department? Not, so we'll get, they've got it, I guess, their copy, right? All right. Okay, staff reports.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a few items to report to the commission. First one, we have now on our website the flyer for our comprehensive plan public workshop. Workshop's probably not the accurate term. It's a community meeting. Wednesday, May 28th at the Lakeshore Center from 6 to 8 p.m. There will be a presentation at 6 p.m. followed by question and answer with staff and info stations. And this is a great opportunity for us to get feedback on the comp plan and reactions. You know, we've already had some great feedback from some of our citizens. Mr. Gomber, who's in attendance today, took the time to review it. We have printed copies available for viewing currently in the planning department, and we also have the document online. And we will be providing refreshments that evening, so a little incentive for members of the public to come out and listen to our 20-year growth plan. The second thing I had is just an update on Forest Lake. As of May 1st, last week, the transition of operations at Forest Lake to Down to Earth, the interim operator, has officially taken place, and it's gone very smooth. We will be bringing back a comprehensive update at the next commission meeting, and we'll go over their operations plan with you. The priorities right now are getting everything up and operating with as little impact as possible. Spring emergent vegetation and weeds is something you have to really jump on, so that's something we'll present to you, kind of what their plan of attack is on improving the turf out there. They also did purchase the golf shop merchandise at a wholesale price, and will be rapidly refilling with new merchandise to bring the pro shop up to, you know, a level of standard that we're used to. And perhaps most importantly, the restaurant hours have been extended and are now operating Monday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on-course beverage and snack services available daily from 9 to 6. Okay, the next item I have is something that's been a hot topic for more than 15 years here, and that's the zip code issue, the unified zip code issue. Very quickly, Representative Bobart has included Ocoee in a new bill filed in the 119th congressional session, House Bill 3095. We actually are in 3 bills right now in Washington, D.C. House Bill 3095, House Bill 672 that was filed by Representative Mario Diaz-Balart, and then Senate Bill 1455 by Rick Scott. We've been working with a group called the National Zip Code Advocacy Coalition, which is made up of a lot of cities like Ocoee, and we've been communicating ideas, working with Representative Bobart's office on this bill. And last year, her bill was the only one to make it through the House, and it was actually denied in the Senate. But the next step for the group, and I will say that this issue has made it further into the session than ever before with this plan of attack. The group is going to hire lobbyists. It's at our option to engage with that. I wouldn't see it going more than $10,000 for our share. And we've had another half dozen communities today express interest in being part of that. So the more communities jump on board, the cheaper our outlay for participating with the lobbyist would be. So we can bring that back at probably the next meeting. We'll have more of an update on what that might look like. That's the zip code update. And lastly, some good news. We just received federal reimbursement for Hurricane Ian in the amount of $643,639.13. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. How long did that take us to get that?
A long time. A lot of trees were killed in the process.
Yes, sir. All right.
It wasn't those.
Public comments. I have 2 up here. Christopher, is that Brooks? Brooks, come on up to the mic there. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, people of the commission and citizens of Ocoee. I'm Christopher Brooks. I live at 631 Sherwood Oak Circle, and I'm speaking here on behalf of my family with a complaint. Recently, in the past 3 months, we've had no parking signs installed outside in front of my residence. And these signs were installed due to a neighbor parking 3 to 5 vehicles along the side of our neighbor's residence. This was an agreement between them, and we were not made aware of this until the signs were installed. These vehicles were not pulled off the road properly and caused multiple issues with traffic and obstruction of fire and garbage. And there have been accounts of neighbors having to dodge these vehicles in the middle of the night due to a dimly lit corner and vehicles not being parked off the road. For the past 3 years, I've been parking in front of my house and no problems until those parking signs were installed due to the neighbor. I personally believe that it is unfair to have this target us over our neighbor who has been running an auto shop out of his garage illegally. He now parks his vehicles in the back of his yard, and oil stains are still on the road and causes the road to be very slick at rainy seasons of the year, including this recent few days of May. Over here you can see the yellow dot is where my house is. The signs go across the entire side of the road in front of my house, and the orange house is where the neighbor lives. And the signs did not even go across the front of his house at all, and we are now stuck with these signs causing us to not be able to park in front of our own house. And if we want to have visitors, they're gonna have to park a block away, because our neighbors behind us at 633 also need to park their vehicles in front of their house. These signs only target my residents and prevent our visitors from parking closer to the family house. My family and I asked the commission to at least remove the sign in front of the house that prevents our people, our family, from parking in front of our own house, or even like to have all the signs removed and Elton prevented from having his shop business running out of his garage. And that's all I have to say.
All right, hold on just a second. Steve, can you come up a minute, please? You have a reason why those were put there, and that's not the school or anything around there, so what's?
I'm going to have, excuse me, Steve Crew, Public Works Director. I'm going to have to look into it because I'm not 100% sure this is not the area. When you first came up and we were talking about it, I remember we put some signs up recently, but this isn't the area, so I need to find out what went on.
There's other photos in the document.
There's probably 6 or 7 photos on that.
How long have they been there?
They have been here for the past 3 months.
Okay.
Okay.
See if, can you please go up there, Steve, and see?
Yeah, I'll
get with this,
get the information from
Give
the
your phone
contact
number,
information and get in
please.
touch with
Give
you.
your phone number.
Can we see, do
Chief, you want to make a comment?
we have more pictures?
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commission. This initially started as a parking complaint because one of the residents was complaining that they couldn't back out of their driveway because the vehicles parked on the street behind it. Code enforcement went out there and they put no parking signs there, but by putting no parking signs there, it created a problem elsewhere in the curb. So that's why he has the parking sign planted or input right in front of his house. Because coming around the curb, it's a blind curb, you can't see. Somebody's gonna cause a crash in the subdivision. But like Director Krug said, we can go out and look at it again and see if there can be some type of corrections can be made or what we can do to resolve this.
Under this picture here, it looks like it's more over to the center of that, not on the curve. I mean,
Are there any more
There's
pictures?
one
Can
on
we
the
see the
corner.
other picture?
Yeah.
May I ask if we can see the other picture?
yeah, just a second,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, Commissioner Wilson.
No, sir, I just want to know if we could see the pictures.
Oh, okay.
So this is the corner, this is the neighbor's house. And that's where all the oil spots are from in his driveway.
Ooh.
That's where he
That's the
pulls
red house
all,
or the orange, the one orange
the
dot?
brick house.
But the
brick-
dot that you had, that was the,
That was the orange dot.
okay.
This here is the dangerous corner where, because of how dimly lit it is and him not parking vehicles properly, this is actually where one of my neighbors has hit one of his vehicles that got parked here wrongly.
It don't seem like he obeys the sign anyway, so.
He parks up on the.
We've been going out there and, because we've gotten complaints on this gentleman, but every time we go out there, there's nothing there. So
Well, this picture you can use. This picture here,
Next to it, no parking.
huh?
He's parked next to the sign.
Yeah, he's got it, I mean, he's parked right there by it, so. So see what we can come up with, please.
Will do.
And where's your house from this corner? Next one down?
So the lot that you see is our neighbors at, I think it's 629, 613. We are right next to them, actually, I think. So that is my stepdad's truck that is continuing down the white fence of our neighbors at 613. Down here is the middle sign, and still at his fence. This is continuing down. That driveway going in is the driveway at my residence. And past the lollipop trees, oh, I think that's all those photos in here.
All right, what, please,
Okay.
maybe
Here's-
Chief, you and Steve get together and, see what we can come up with. See if we can solve the problem of them being able to park right in front of their house. Anyway, they're not on the curve, you're not on the curve, huh?
That black vehicle right there is
No,
mine.
it's out
I've
of
tried to stay as
Worst Road.
I think
a
it's number
distance
4.
away.
Is that number 4?
Please don't-
Your house is across the street.
We are in District 4.
That's district.
Commissioner
Yeah,
George
Commissioner,
Yeah, I've spoken to them about this, and I spoke to the police chief as well as Public Works about this issue. They went out, took a look at it, and I did get some information about this, and it was some safety concerns as to why the signs were put there in the first place. However, we couldn't really do anything about it at that point, so I asked them to come to the commission meeting to show them what the issue is, to see if we can make some kind of concession to at least remove the sign from their house,
Yeah.
that they're allowed to park in front of their own home.
yeah. Well, and maybe if there's people park where that sign's at, like they're trying to give them a ticket or something, you know? I mean, there's gotta be some way to stop, when you put a sign there, you gotta have them stop parking at it. But if it's where you're at, don't seem to me like it ought to be there, so I'm like, maybe we address those people and tell them.
Yeah, we'll
Looks like
look
they're running
into
our
it.
asphalt too, so,
I also
We'll-
didn't think
we'll
you
look
could
into
park on
it.
the grass.
yeah,
You're not supposed to park on the median area, the grass, are you?
yeah. Well, if you, that's another subject.
In my world. though.
Thank you. Make sure you get their card.
Mayor, I have a
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
Chief, can you tow those vehicles?
If they're there when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe call him when they're there.
Well, we can cite them. Initially, we're not gonna just call a tow truck. We'll cite them initially.
But if you cite them repeatedly, you can tow them.
There's a difference, yes.
So you need to help us catch them, help him
Yeah.
catch them, and
There you
he'll
go.
help you. He's a good man.
All right. Okay, so they will be working on that ASAP, I hope, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll make
Good
sure
job.
that happens.
Good seeing you again.
Thank you. Oh, no, I didn't.
All right. One more here. I got Noreen Dorkin. Next. Hang on. Okay, go ahead. I'm talking about her. Okay, come on up, Noreen. 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I'm Noreen Dworkin, Editor-in-Chief of Vox Populi. I'm at wintergardenvox.com. I'm going to read something tonight, but before I do, I want to give a little context. About a month ago, a resident of Winter Garden requested a proclamation be given for the National Day of Reason in Winter Garden, and that was denied, and no reason was given for that. So I'm doing a story on that, and in the course of doing a story, I sent out texts to mayors of other cities asking if they would permit a proclamation for a Day of Reason. And I sent a text to Mayor Johnson, and he said that he'd have no objection. That was his quote. And then he asked me to come and read the proclamation. And I said I really just needed the quote for the story, but he said to come and read it. So here we are. We're a little bit after the fact. The proclamation request was for May 1, but that's really not what's important, because every day should really be a day of reason. But I wanted to say before I read this that I was very honored to read this, and that it really speaks well of the city, and it speaks very well for the mayor that he has asked me to read this. So the proclamation is short. Give me a moment. So, the National Day of Reason Proclamation for 2025. Whereas the principles of reason, critical thinking, and the scientific method are fundamental to the pursuit of knowledge, the advancement of society, and the betterment of humankind. And whereas a secular and inclusive society where all individuals are free to think and express themselves without fear of coercion or discrimination is essential for a just and equitable world. And whereas the First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees the separation of church and state, ensuring the freedom of conscience and the right to non-belief, and whereas the National Day of Reason, observed on the first Thursday in May, provides an opportunity to celebrate these values and to advocate for a society grounded in reason and evidence, now therefore be it resolved, I do hereby proclaim May 1st as National Day of Reason, urging all citizens to reflect on the importance of critical thinking, to engage in open and respectful dialogue, and to uphold the principles of secular democracy. Furthermore, I encourage all citizens to participate in activities that promote reason, science, and critical inquiry, and to stand in solidarity with those who advocate for a society free from religious coercion and discrimination. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. I want to ask the question of the chief and maybe you, Craig, just real quick about the code enforcement. I was asking you the other day, I know we have the issues where people would park, and we go through this, going by and tell them they can't park, and then we write a citation, but it just keeps going on and on and on and on. There is no stop to it. They do not pay attention to what it says. I mean, we don't seem like, there's got to be some kind of way we can come up to a stop gap where you put so many times you get that citation, then from then on, just like cars or something, you tow them or you fine them a big fine, because this way, they just keep putting them, for instance, there's somebody that puts them in a retention pond, parks all their cars in a retention pond, and no matter, we ride them and cite them, and that's it. They're still out there in the retention pond. We're the same thing with these parking signs. We write them up, then we do it. Maybe we can come up with some kind of answer where we can vote on maybe putting some kind of stopgap that we only go so far, and then you're gonna get a bigger fine.
Mayor, I'm gonna let Vince speak in a minute, but you're touching on something that is the plight of code enforcement. You cite them, and the goal is compliance with code violations. And so a lot of the times, people will come into compliance, especially when it involves vehicles. And a lot of times they get tipped off, and they'll move them, and then it kind of resets the clock. So, Vince, you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, Mayor, just like City Manager Shadrick says, we have to catch them there, and like you said, is there some type of repository where citations are kept for one vehicle? We don't create a database for individuals. It shows up like if you get a lot of moving violations, when we run your driver's license, DMV puts it in there. But we're talking city ordinance violations for parking. I can see if that's in the system, if we can kind of query it that way, but I don't want to say any hard yes or no on that. But a lot of this is cat and mouse, like the gentleman here with the tow truck. Our code enforcement officer has gone out there and the truck is gone. We've gotten pictures where the guy's sitting there at noon. By the time we go there, the truck is gone. So we're making an effort.
That's why I'm asking you if we put a higher fine. I mean, I don't want to just cause people trouble, but you got citizens that have them parked just like this was, but you also got the ones I'm telling you about, and there's another one, I'm not going to say it in public, but there's another one that does the same thing. They put 30 cars out in front of their place, and they've been told they can't do that. But there is no stopping it when you have no regulation that says after 1, 2, 3, or 4, then you're gonna jump from $125 to $500 and fine them. Cause that's the only way you're gonna stop it.
I don't think that's in the penalties, is it?
That's not in the code, and so
I
if the
know.
commission would
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
if the commission would like to direct
I don't know
us
about everybody else.
to
I
do
just have
something
one
like that in the
question.
code,
I
we
have
can do
one
that.
question. It's like when you go to the city of Orlando and you park in the wrong place, say you're downtown, you park in the wrong place, there's no,
That's right.
there's no fine, there's no nothing, your car gets towed, it's just towed. It's like a zero tolerance policy. When the sign is there and you park there, your car's towed. That's it. There's no reasoning, there's no little notes, there's no citations, it's just towed.
May I add something to that,
So I'm
Commissioner?
just wondering, what's the difference between that and
Yeah.
in the situation that we face here?
So in Orlando, they cite them. If they're parking enforcement, they have parking enforcement, it's not code enforcement. They do have a code, but code doesn't get involved in the parking. If you have enough citations in their parking enforcement database, they will put a boot on your car. And you will have to pay to get the boot removed. So that's the difference here, but we don't have parking enforcement, we have code enforcement.
Well, he's right about that. I know they'll tow cars when you got a sign up that says no parking. They will tow cars.
And
not
the
just in
contractor
Orlando.
lots, they have tow
Yeah.
contract for
But
lots.
I'm just saying, I don't want to get into a big thing tonight about it. I just want commissioners, maybe we can discuss at one of our meetings, come up with something that we can add to that thing, where you make it where they won't do that. They won't park where they're not supposed to park. It's semi-trucks is another one. We set out the sign, they put their signs out at the, Crunch, behind Crunch, and they're right back parking there again. So if we don't follow up and go out and enforce that fine, they're not gonna quit. I've had the neighbors call me this week at Silver Glen about that semi-trucks are back parking again. I will tell you, I hate to say this, and I always hate to say this, but you go to Winterburg and you don't see any semi-trucks downtown. You don't see it. So I'm just saying, there's gotta be some way we can work with the city to help our citizens and also help us, where we don't get the calls and constantly, and they just say, oh, don't worry about it, they're just gonna tell us, because the law says what it says, and somewhere along the line, you gotta draw the thing to it, and I know you can't repo their house, but
No, you can't.
for instance, we got somebody's got one that's over, I heard it was over $1 million on this house. Fines, code enforcement fines. How would you like to live beside that place? So that's what I'm saying, we gotta come up with some kind of way
Mayor,
to stop that.
what I'd like to do is bring back an agenda item
Okay.
showing you some options and giving the commission the opportunity to decide
Yeah.
how strong they want
Yeah.
it to be in the code.
No, that's what I
today.
want, that's what I
So
want.
we'll have to amend the code to
Yeah.
do these things, but we'll bring back options ranging from, slightly harsh to extreme harsh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that'll be a
Including
commission
trucks.
decision,
Including trucks, please.
including trucks,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because
Okay.
I'm seeing them more and more.
Yeah, all right, sorry about that. Consent agenda. Your motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion made by Commissioner Kennedy to approve the consent agenda. Here's a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Oliver. Any more comments? Let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. All right, first reading of ordinance. First reading of an ordinance for 283 10th Avenue dash Cox property annexation and rezoning from Orange County R2 to City of Ocoee R1. Planner, first reading tonight. The second reading will be, what is the date? 20th of May.
An ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, annexing into the corporate limits of the City of Ocoee, Florida, certain real property containing approximately .36 acres located at 283 10th Avenue on the northwest corner of the 10th Avenue and Peters Avenue intersection pursuant to the application submitted by the property owner. Finding said annexation to be consistent with the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan, the Ocoee City Code, and the Joint Planning Area Agreement, providing for and authorizing the update of official city maps, providing direction to the city clerk, providing for severability, prevailing in the event of any inconsistency, and providing for an effective date. Should I proceed with the zoning ordinance too?
Okay.
An ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, changing the zoning classification from Orange County R2 Residential District to City of Ocoee R1 Single Family Dwelling District on certain real property containing approximately .36 acres located at 283 10th Avenue on the northwest corner of the 10th Avenue and Peters Avenue intersection pursuant to the application submitted by the property owner. Finding such zoning to be consistent with the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan, providing for and authorizing the revision of the official city zoning map, prevailing in the event of any inconsistency, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
All right, on May the 20th, we'll have the second reading, and then there'll be public comments. All right. Second reading of orders, none. Public hearing, none. Regular agenda, number 13, appointment of members to the Human Relations Diversity Board. Deputy City Clerk Parks.
Well, this item is, we have 3 member seats for the HRDB board that are gonna expire at the end of this month in May. And we also have 1 vacant seat due to a resignation. That seat does not expire until May of 2026. We have 1 applicant from a current member who is seeking reappointment for his seat. That's for District 1. We do not have any applications for District 3 or District 4, which is the vacant seat. And we have 2 applications seeking appointment for the at-large seat.
I'm sorry, I disagree. That's inaccurate.
Yeah, I think that's-
You have 2 members, the member from District 1 and the mayor's member at large seeking reappointment, Vinnie and Kelly.
Was that your,
You have one.
Vinnie was yours?
Yes, Kelly
Yeah,
Beck is
yeah.
the current member for the at-large seat. She was seeking reappointment for that seat.
And Vinnie Singh is seeking reappointment for District 1.
Yeah.
There's 2 seeking reappointment and 1 application from District 2.
For an at-large.
Yes, but there isn't an at-large vacancy. The vacancies are in District 3 and District 4.
At-large is up for that term will expire at the end of this month.
So there is an at-large.
Kelly Beck, her seat will
She's a
expire.
current member seeking reappointment. She's the mayor's pick from my district. She's the chair.
Okay, my interpretation when I read this was that Kelly Beck wants to be reappointed, Vinnie Singh wants to be reappointed. And my interpretation is that there was an at-large position that's coming up that's going to expire in '26. So you have 1 more position open and that's where the person from District 2 is looking to be appointed to the at-large. Is that my interpretation correct, or? When I read that, is that what?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
So we've got 2 applicants, just so I'm clarifying this, Mayor. if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we've got 2 applicants for reappointment, and 1 applicant for, 1 new application for at-large, because District 2 already has, I have Michelle Cummings, and hers is not open yet. I mean, she's still an active member,
Correct.
correct? So, we all read things differently, so it's,
No, you're right.
am I right in my interpretation of what I read?
Go ahead.
I'm going to have the city clerk please clarify for the commission the staff report.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. So we have 2 seats, that would be District 1 and the at-large, where the members' terms expire at the end of the month. They are seeking reappointment, and we do let the commission who appointed that member let us know if they would like to reappoint them. But we also received an application that we have on file for District 2. That district is not up yet. However, that person, if wanting to be considered, can be an at-large member if the mayor did not want to reappoint the current member who is Member Beck for that seat.
Is the one I appointed Vinnie?
Vinnie would be for District 1, and that
appointed
was
Vinnie.
Did you?
Commissioner Kennedy.
Okay, he appointed Vinnie, you appointed Kelly. No?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So,
Now, we still have District 3, who it's currently, it would be vacant if we don't get any names, and we have District 4.
So we need three
That
people.
has
We
a
need three
vacant.
people. All right,
can we put the person who is the applicant, if one of the other districts would accept them?
We can
that be-
either hold on to their application
Who
until
is-
that seat becomes open, or wait until District 2 or the second, is there 2 at large, or just
It
1?
was in Reflections.
There is,
Name is James.
Yeah, the other one in for over a year.
Until-
May of
Right.
20.
so we can hold on to the application for a year, or
you gonna appoint? Vinnie
tonight
again?
you
Yes,
can.
sir.
All right, then I need to appoint her again.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's do 2 of them. He's gonna reappoint his. I'll reappoint the one I had. And then Commissioner Oliver, you have anybody?
Yeah, I have two citizens that's interested in submitting an application.
You can do one.
Yeah.
You won't.
I'll have to look at both applications, and I'll make a decision on
On
one
the
of
next
them.
meeting, okay.
And I'll have it before the next
So
meeting.
you can,
All right, so we're gonna go ahead,
Commissioner Firstner will have a vacancy also.
Is the member in District 3 willing to serve again?
We can reach out. I'm not sure if they have reached out to our office. I do apologize. I returned yesterday from leave. I can check with my staff to see if they did reach out. And what we can do is with that District 2 application, we'll hold on to it for a year if the mayor wants to appoint Member Beck. And
can we,
But do we
can't we
still
go ahead
have
and do the 2 that we're talking about?
we can do
Then
the
you
2
can check
this
your-
evening.
yes.
Let them check your person.
Yeah,
So we'll-
if you do, I would like to reappoint
Okay.
them. I don't have a name to replace them.
But they're not, but can I just ask, all right, mine is not up yet for reappointment. Is his up for reappointment?
Yes.
Oh, it
Yes.
is, okay.
So
So-
Commissioner Firstner, if you don't have any names, we can either leave your seat vacant, or that could be a discussion for the next meeting on the 20th.
Let him have to the next meeting to see if he can find that person back.
Okay,
Okay.
All right?
You'll
So
check
what
with
we need
Josh?
to do is,
we can check with Josh.
we can go ahead and have a motion for the 2.
Sure.
The 2.
I'll make a motion to reappoint member Vinnie Singh to District 1 and to reappoint Kelly Beck as one of the mayor's at-large appointments.
All right.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion by Commissioner Kennedy and a second by Commissioner Wilson. Any more comments? All right, let's vote.
Can I ask, do we still have one more at-large that's open? No.
You will
Okay.
in May of 2026.
So, now we wait on your answer from Commissioner Firstner, then we'll get your thing. All right. Okay. Comments from commissioners. Man, we're moving right along here. Before we do that, I'm gonna read these. All right, May events, Centennial Celebration, Friday, May the 9th, 5 PM through 10 PM, Bill Breeze Park. Join us for a day of live, a night, should be a night, of live entertainment, fun, vendors, and family-friendly activities at Bill Breeze Park, honoring Ocoee's past and celebrating our future. Time capsule installation, Tuesday, May the 13th at 6:30 PM. Withers McGuire House, 16 East Oakland Avenue. Join us as we dedicate and install a time capsule for future generations, featuring live entertainment and refreshments from downtown McKee Street businesses. Memorial Day ceremony, Thursday, May the 22nd, 11 a.m. through 12 p.m., Ocoee Lakeshore Center. Join us as we pay tribute to all the men and women who gave their lives while serving in the United States Armed Forces. The guest speaker will be Shay Tally Bradley, a retired U.S. Army colonel. Refreshments will be served after the ceremony. All right. Now, comments from commissioners. Commissioner Firstner.
You mentioned them all again, Mr. Mayor, but remind everybody, come out for the centennial celebration. Come out for the time capsule installation, too. That's May 13th. And don't forget to pay homage to our service people on Memorial Day. Come out and help us do that. Thank you.
Commissioner Oliver.
Clark Road, I would like to commend the police department for slowing folks down on Clark Road by issuing tickets. I've seen several stops in the mornings where folks were speeding, and the officers were there to stop them and pull them over and give them tickets. So I think that the message is loud and clear to slow down on Clark Road. So, Chief, thank you so much for putting the patrolmen out there and actually writing tickets for speeders. Also, one of the things I like to do is try to get as much information out as I can to my district. And so I do it in many ways. I do a newsletter. I knock on doors sometimes on a Sunday and just talk to folks any way that I can. We have a lot going on in the city. There's a lot of folks that don't even know about the 100-year centennial. Even though we post it, it's everywhere. It's all over the place. You can even see the banners on the street. One of the things I like to do is, I like to hold town hall meetings. I would like to hold a town hall meeting on September 18th at the Lakeshore Center for District 4 from 6 to 8:30. And I would like to get permission from the commission to use the Lakeshore Center for that. And I've already checked to make sure that the date was available. It is available for that time frame. It is a Thursday. And I would just like to see if I can get permission from the commission to hold a town hall meeting for District 4. So I would need a consent, I guess.
You need to stop the clock, or you want to?
Can we just pause it for a second?
Pause the clock. All right, commissioners, anybody have a problem with that?
No?
Nope.
No objection?
No objection.
All right. And also,
Start the clock back.
yep, McCormick Road closure. I have reached out to everybody I can think of to find out why that road has been closed for so long. It is a nuisance for a lot of the residents on the north side of Ocoee in District 4. I'm just wondering if there's any way that we can possibly reach out to the county, or I believe there is a contractor involved in this as well, and no one seems to know what's going on. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and I just want to get to the bottom of actually when this road is going to be reopened so we can get that information out to the residents there. So that's something we could do?
We can, yes.
sir.
We have reached out to them once about this and have not gotten any information. I will contact the county administrator.
Okay, thank you. And finally, I will leave you with this. This comes from Proverbs 16, chapter 16, verse 9. It says, "The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps." That's all I got.
Thanks, sir. Commissioner Wilson?
Was it okay? Okay. Chief, I have one question for you, if you don't mind. I'll ask while you're heading up this way. On Clark Road, near the school zone, after you leave Orlando Avenue, White Road, there's a sign that says the times that speed checks will be in. And I think some people are having a little confusion over it because they know it's during school zones. But are we monitoring from 8:30 to 3:30 or 8, whatever the time is that's on the sign, with the cameras for speeding in that general
Yes, it's
vicinity? Just
all
so
day
we
through
clarify
while
for
school's
some
in
folks.
session.
Only while school's in session?
All day from.
All day, from
all
8,
day
from,
till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And we're clearing the signs up.
that's right,
well.
I'm having folks that had some questions. And that one, they're a little confused at that, so I guess I want to make sure that we understand that the cameras will be running from 8:30 to, what's it, 8:30 to 3:30?
I think it
I'm
starts at
sorry,
7.
the hours that are there, and it's the full time that they're running, it's the 20 mile an hour in the school zone, or 40?
No, ma'am. It's only when the lights are flashing during, it's 20 miles an hour.
Right.
After
but-
those beacons are off, school's in session, the speeds are still being forced, and it's enforced at the 45 mile an hour speed zone at that time.
Between that time, so even after the school zone is, the school beacons are shut down, we're still monitoring and we can issue tickets,
That is correct.
okay? Because, again, there was some confusion, so,
Yeah, but those while school's in session, yes, ma'am, they're enforcing.
weekends, no?
No weekends, no holidays, and if school's out during the summer, no enforcement at all.
We shouldn't tell people that.
It's out there, man. We've
Well, I know, but
educated
the
them.
thing is, we want to cut the speeding in that area, that's, so, okay. All right, thank you. Just wanted to clarify, thank you. That's all I have.
All right, Commissioner Kennedy?
I just wanted to wish all the ladies a happy Mother's Day this weekend,
Thank you.
and that's all I have. No further comments.
All right, Craig, can I, or Commissioners, I have sir, did you want to speak tonight? Aren't you the one about the code enforcement?
No, that's not, I understand that's going to be up on the agenda on your next meeting.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure, because I told you.
I know this is my first meeting here, but I did want to offer a little insight.
We
on
can't-
your zoning issue.
You want to do that tonight?
If,
Well, I'll give you my 5 minutes.
okay.
Come up to you got to come up to the speaker. Tell them who you are and what board you're on.
Sure, no problem. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Bander, and I chair the Code Enforcement Board for the City of Ocoee. I know you were talking about the issue you were having with the young lady and the parking issue. I wanted to tell you that as from a, obviously we deal with more the residential side, not the commercial side. I think the special magistrate handles all the commercial stuff. But the question came up, Mayor, was whether or not if there's a repeat offense, are they cited more? Generally, the code enforcement officers, if there is a repeat offense, they let the board know, and the board takes it into consideration when adjusting those fines or what they are. So I didn't bring it up during the time you guys were talking about it, but again, it's my first meeting here for you guys, and usually it's tough for me to keep my mouth shut anyway. So, but I figured I'd come up here and at least say that. So again, when it comes to ordering and imposing fines and all that stuff, usually it's recommendations by the code enforcement officers that
Yes.
are out there seeing it.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
but as far as anything else goes, we'll hold that off under the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's see. Remember, 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Friday night, they have a lot of things for the children, a lot of things, activities for the children, a lot of vendors, booths, and some music. So we'll hope to see everybody there. And as Commissioner Kennedy said, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.